welcome back to another episode of Jalen Says. And today, if you see, we are back in the studio again. Yes, we are. We changed a little of the lighting, as you see. But thank you guys. Thank you guys for joining. Also, thank you guys. We're really getting far. We're getting to my goal of 400 subscribers. So thank you guys. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure to tell your friends. And today, we're with Mr. Dejavu.
Hey, what's up, Jalen?
Hello. So how are you doing today?
I'm doing amazing. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for joining. So first, let's get this started while people are joining. Who is Dejavu?
Well, Dejavu is from a little small town called Conyers, Georgia, which is maybe 25 minutes outside of Atlanta going east. It's very suburban, very country. I'm a country boy, growing up in the country, but I knew someday that I was going to be living in the city. As a child growing up, I was always fascinated with the entertainment industry. And I just dream about or think about, living in Los Angeles or living in New York, places to that nature. And then after I got in high school, we had something called Career Day. And so I had opportunity to go to, I was thinking about I wanted to be a model during that time. And I would go to Career Day, and it was very exciting for me because I didn't know anything about models. Actually, I didn't know whether guys were models or not because I didn't see a lot of guys doing that. But so I found out about this school that you can go to. It's called Barbizon. It was like one of the popular modeling schools that you can go to. And so I went there, went to a tour, and I didn't really like it. But I went to another school called Austin's Professional Modeling Agency in the school in Atlanta, which was amazing. Took some classes there, and I learned a lot there. So I've always knew that I wanted to be in the entertainment industry, but I just didn't know where I wanted to be in the entertainment industry because, there's so many different parts and so many different aspects of being there.
Yeah.
And then I actually started, I said, why not try acting? So I tried acting, and that was a lot of fun. I wasn't good at memorizing lines. I'm more of an improv person. That works, a lot for me.
Yeah, for me, I could memorize my lines like perfect, but with the character, I keep forgetting to read into the character.
Yeah.
So when it's time, my mom's like, "Oh, did you read into the character?" I'm like,
See, that was one of the things about me too, because you can remember the line, but you got to really know who the character is and to embody that character. And so for me, I always like doing improv because I like to feed off what other people are saying. So that was much easier for me. But Dejavu is it's a fashionista. Dejavu is the type of person that he loves people, he loves entertainment, he loves thinking out of the box, he loves being different, he loves taking chances.
okay, so when did you start basically becoming Dejavu?
I started becoming Dejavu probably maybe about 8 or 9 years ago. I always tell this story to everybody because it's kind of funny because I was in a club one night. It was like really early in the morning. And I used to dress up like a club kid. A club kid is one of those people who kind of like really dress really funky. I mean, over the top and, just like way out there. And so I was on the dance floor with some friends of mine. So I'm like, I need a name. I need to come up with something besides my government name, which is Samuel. I'm like, I can't be looking like Samuel, looking like this and being Samuel. So I'm like, I need some type of stage name or something that's going to be fun and entertaining. And so I was just on the dance floor, and all of a sudden, the universe just gave me this name, Dejavu. I was like, that's it. And so I just started branding that name, about 8, 9 years ago. But then I said, if I'm going to be Dejavu, I'm going to kind of have to tone my look down a little bit, make it a little bit more commercial because I had started doing red carpets. And so I can, do red carpets and being like way out there, because people wouldn't understand. Because for me, when you're doing, when you're in the entertainment industry, especially when you're trying to brand yourself, you want to brand yourself where you're going to be a lot more marketable.
Yeah. Right. And also things with you want to be like yourself,
right,
out there, but
exactly.
You also don't want to outshine and
right,
be overbearing.
Exactly.
And you basically push back who you're interviewing.
Exactly. You hit the nail on the head. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. And so, I came up with this idea. So I was like, I was wearing top hats at the time, so I was like, you know what, if I'm a brand myself, let me know that people, when they see Deja Vu, they're gonna know it's Deja Vu. And so I came up with the top hat, and I came up with the bow tie, and I came out with the jacket. So Deja Vu is a little bit androgynous, a little bit, because I like to take chances. I like to mix my clothing. Some of my clothing, sometimes it may be some women clothing, sometimes it might be some men clothing. And so I just combine all of that together and it becomes Deja Vu. I'm influenced by a lot of trailblazers like Prince. I'm influenced by David Bowie. These are all icons. They're way before your time. Way before your time.
I don't know about Prince.
You know about Prince.
I know about Prince.
Yeah. So I take a lot of my styles from them, and then I just involve it and put it all together, and then it becomes Deja Vu.
So have you ever created your own clothing?
I have not created my own clothing. It's so funny you asked me that question, because at one time I wanted to be a designer. And I was like, I wouldn't mind being a designer, but I just couldn't draw. Now I can put stuff together. I can put clothes and stuff together, but I just can't draw them.
You could have the entire thing in your head, but then when it comes down to the pen and paper, notepad,
I'm lost. I'm completely lost. Now, a lot of my clothes that I get, I get them from consignment stores and thrift stores, places like that. And I'll go in and I'll just find, I like that, So a lot of my stuff they're not come from designers. They mostly come from thrift stores. Like this jacket, I got this from Macy's sale, and I'll find some stuff inside the store, but mostly my stuff I love vintage clothing.
So have you ever not becoming a designer, doing it for an actual job and stuff like that? Have you actually ever sewed any clothes together?
You know what? The only thing I've ever sewn together, if I had a hole or something in my jacket, that's the only type of sewing I've done. It's I've sewed buttons on, the button come off or something like that. I can sew that back on, with the needle and thread. So my mom, she taught me how to do that. But as far as putting an outfit together, I am completely lost. Now, I can tell somebody, okay, this is what I want. I can tell them, but that's about it. It's in my head, but when it comes down to drawing and doing patterns and stuff like that, I'm completely lost.
With me, I just got this drawing tablet thing, basically a mix of what's over there,
right,
and a monitor. So basically, you could really draw with it.
Oh, cool.
But one thing, I'm still kind of learning how to draw.
Yeah.
Which is very hard. People think simple circles are easy. They're not.
Yeah, I can't even draw a perfect circle, period.
Yeah, a line.
Yeah.
Even a straight line.
Yeah. I know. It's not easy to think.
Yeah.
So I totally get that.
Yeah, but I do have the character in my head, but when it comes down to writing it out, it's dang it. No,
yeah. Right.
Yeah. So I did it. It's very fun to do stuff. But do you think you'll be able to do it or do it in the future?
Well, I would love to have a stylist, my own personal stylist. Someday I'm going to have my own personal stylist and my own personal designer. And then I'll say, hey, okay, this is what I want. And they'll be able to create that for me. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I say, I don't see myself being a designer, but I can tell, if I have a stylist or a designer, and I can go to them and say, hey, this is what I want to wear, and they can draw it out for me.
Have you ever done anything like that? As a designer or something, basically make your clothing?
Yeah, I did. I've had, there's this one designer that lived here in Atlanta. She used to make jackets for me because she knew that was my thing. And she's made several jackets for me. And then I had someone else to make a vest for me here in Atlanta. V Dix made a jacket for me. She made a vest for me. And then J. Cole Collection, she made 2 or 3 jackets for me. So yeah, I've had a couple of designers that make some stuff for me. Yeah.
So what was your most out of the top thing you wore?
The out of the top thing that I ever wore.
On the red carpet.
Red carpet?
Not before, you cooled yourself down. Had a 10,000 feet tall hat.
Oh, yeah, right. Let me tell you something. The first red carpet, I'll never forget. The first red carpet I did, it was for a charity. It was for the March of Dimes. And this lady asked me, she said, I want you to do she said, would you mind doing my red carpet for me? She said, I want you to be Joan Rivers of the red carpet. Joan Rivers is this famous comedian back in the, she died a few years ago. But I remember I hadn't quite got into my top hats yet. At that time, I wore this little bitty, tiny little bitty hats. It was red and black.
Like kind of like a prop hat, like that small.
Yeah, it was a little bit small. It was a top hat, but it was about that tall. Yeah, it was about that tall and had like a little string. And the only way it would stay on my head.
I thought you were talking about like one of those small miniature hats.
Oh, yeah. Now, I have one of those. I used to have one of those little hats like that. But the only way they would stay on my head because they would have like a little rubber band. And then when you put it on, you put the rubber band in the back of it and it stays on. But with that top hat that I wore at that time, during that time, it was like a small little top hat. I bought it from a costume store. That's another place I get some of my stuff from a costume store. It was this small little top hat, and it was like red and black, and it kind of like a little circus. It was a little circus hat, but it was really, really cool. So that was like one of my first and kind of like over the top things that I wore on the red carpet.
So what happened? Like, did it keep falling off?
No, actually, the way it stayed on was it had like a little band. It was the hat, and then it had like a little band like this, and so it stretched. So when you put the hat on, it kind of like stretched in the back, and it fit around your head, and it stayed on. So it didn't move or anything like that. So it stayed on pretty good. But I used to wear all little small little top hats and little hats and stuff like that. Then I graduated to these right here.
I really like it.
Thank you. Now, some of my hats that I wear, I add stuff to them. Like this hat right here, like the feather. Oh, it's on this side. Like I added the feather to this hat, and I added the band to it. So a lot of times I'll go in. Now I can do that. That's easy.
So do you add feathers to all of your hats?
Some of them, because that's kind of like my signature. Like some of the hats I do have, they have feathers on them. They might have like an ostrich feather or something like them in it. But yeah, usually I'm always going to add a feather to it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Last thing about clothes.
Mm-hmm.
What was your favorite outfit?
Oh wow, that's a good question. My favorite outfit was it was like I hosted Sassy but Classy Fashion Show. I was the host, and I wore these big long red boots that came up to your thigh, and then I had on this huge red top hat and had on like a yellow shirt.
Like how many feet?
The heels on the shoes were probably about 4 inches.
The top hat?
The top hat was like probably like that. It was about this tall. It was about this tall. And then I had on like this black looking kind of lace looking skirt type thing. It was like asymmetric, and it was like short on one side, then it was kind of long on one side. And yeah, that was really cool. I wore that. That was like one of the best outfits I wore that I really liked. It was so out of the box, and it was so different from my normal, like this. But it was still part of Dejavu because again I had the top hat on and I had a bow tie with it and I had a shirt. So yeah, it was still part of the brand.
Okay. What were, if you had any difficulties starting up with your career?
Yeah, there was some difficulties. At first I didn't really believe in myself. It took me a while to kind of like, believe in myself. And I'm always nervous, when I get out on the red carpet and I'm hosting or presenting, and that's just a natural thing for me, but starting out, I had to really get out there and hustle and put myself out there so people will know who I am and what I'm doing. I would go to a lot of networking events in trying to brand myself and for people to know who I am. So I would go to a lot of networking events and I would talk to people and, and network and, stuff like that. And then, all of a sudden things just started, just jumping off of me a little bit. But the hardest thing for me was getting started was just getting my name out there and letting people know who I am. I'm still doing the same thing. I've been at this for a while now, and I've seen a lot of growth in my career as far as being, a personality, but I'm still, grinding. It's always going to be a grind. Every day is going to be a grind, no matter what. Even if you can never learn too much. The more you learn, the better you get at it.
What was the hardest time on the red carpet for you?
The hardest thing on the red carpet for me was it was when my videographer didn't show up. Yeah, I had to. My videographer didn't show up, and I'm like, okay,
You
who's?
have a camera.
I did, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I had my phone. My videographer didn't show up, and they didn't. That's another thing too. When you're getting people to kind of like when you're trying to build a team, you want somebody who's going to be, dependable, who's going to be professional, who's going to be, there for you. But my
So good at their job.
they're good at what they do. Yeah, exactly. So my videographer didn't show up. So my next best thing was let me back up a little bit. What I used to do before I had a videographer to follow me, I used to get people. I would pay people to go with me to like fashion shows or whatever, and I would do the red carpet, and I would give them like $20, just for an hour. So I pay you $20 an hour, just to film me while I'm, while I'm, on the red carpet. So I would pay them, and they would record me with my phone. Because that was the only thing I had when starting out, because I didn't have I couldn't afford to pay a videographer at that time when I first started.
Wait, one question within that question I just asked.
Mm-hmm.
What was the most shoddy, bad job that one of the guys that you paid $20 an hour? What was the worst job?
Okay, the worst job. Okay, when I was during the it was like in 2020. During the was it 2020? Well, anyway, I paid this girl. I was down at downtown at the I was down at the. It was during the time when there was rioting, and I wanted to do some content. I wanted to get some content, and I went down there by myself because I didn't have nobody to go with me, and I wanted to get some content. And so I just started asking people, hey, and I asked this girl. I said, hey, I'll pay you $20 for 1 hour if you would record me while I'm videotaping, while I'm interviewing these people. She's okay, I'll do it for you. And then she held up on my, then she was talking inside. I can hear her talking, telling me what to do while I'm recording. And so that's all on tape. You know what I'm saying? So she was like, okay, just do this and do that. And I'm like, okay, I know what I'm doing. You know what I mean?
I did this job.
I do this. I do this for a living. I do this all the time. Exactly.
Like you may want to, tell me.
Yeah. So I think that was one of the things. But it wasn't her fault because she didn't know any better. I should have told her, don't say anything if you're gonna have me, if you want to be recording me, because the phone is gonna pick up whatever you say. And so that was another thing too. I had to tell people when I first started. Because all I had was my phone and my microphone, which was a prop. But and I would pay people like $20 for like 1 hour, and they were, film me with my phone. And then the only thing I didn't like about that part is because they would be talking. Yeah, they like there's someone sitting on the side of them, and they're talking to that person, and while they're holding the phone, they're interviewing while I'm interviewing, it picks it up.
Yeah, like you're like so like this is like one of the most important questions. So who would you give thanks to for this entire thing? I would really like to give a shout out to, hey, girl, I really need to deal with that guy there.
Yeah, exactly. So that was like one of the things I didn't like when I first started, but it was just you learn as you go, because if you don't have anybody professionally to do that for you, you have to go with your next best thing, where you have to get a friend or something like that to go with you to your events, and pray to God that they will do a good job and hold the phone and don't say anything, because you can't edit that out. It's just like if you do an interview on your phone rings and it's there, it's there. So that was like one of the things that I kind of like I learned a lot when I was first starting out.
Was there any time that your phone rang?
No. No, I knew that. No, my phone has never rang while I was doing interviews. Now my phone has rang when someone else is doing something, like if I'm on a TV set and I forget to put my phone on silence. So that has happened before.
Okay. Cue your phone just reach it.
Yeah. Like right now, my phone's completely turned off. I said, I was going to turn it down. I was like, no, I'm just going ahead and just turn it off. Because I don't want anything to go wrong with that.
Your phone's just like, oh wait, you said silent. That must be a mistake. Loud.
Yeah.
Someone's calling.
Yeah. So I'm like, you know what? If anybody calls me, they can just leave a message, and I'll get back with them later if it's important. So that, but now when I do go to interview, even for me, like when I'm on the red carpet or if I'm hosting, I just turn my phone completely off, and just go back to it, when I'm finished and when I'm done.
Imagine you were like when you're first starting off and you're filming with your phone, you're
Mm-hmm.
having the interview with someone that's very important but doesn't have a lot of time, and then midway through the interview, your phone rings.
Oh God, that would be horrible.
Like the
That
way
would be
Bob
horrible.
Johnson just walks up like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah.
interview you midway through the interview."
That would be horrible.
Da, 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 da.
But it's so funny though. Even if it did happen, I would just still keep it because it was still kind of like, okay, this happened to me. I put it out on social media. This is what happened to me. This is what you don't do.
This is what you don't do.
Right. This is what you don't do. Exactly. When yeah. Even if I had you on the red carpet and my phone, and I would just like, if I turn my phone completely out, like when I'm on the red carpet, I like to treat everybody like a star because it's all about them. You know what I mean? And like right now, you're a star to me. You've always been a star to me. And so I try to treat everybody like they are. But it's all about them because I want to learn about who they are, what they're doing, everything.
Okay, so this is a very important question.
Okay.
But who was the most important person that you interviewed? May not be like important like in like a celebrity way. I want that answer later, but like who was the most important person to you that you interviewed?
I interviewed was it an interview? Yeah, it was an interview. I interviewed Rashida from Love and Hip Hop, and I also interviewed Bambi from Love and Hip Hop, and who else I interviewed that I thought that was really cool. There was another person I interviewed that was really cool. What was her name? I can't think of her name right now, but I've interviewed several people from the Love and Hip Hop cast that I thought was really cool.
What was your most life-changing interview?
Oh, my most life-changing interview was when I moved to New York. When I moved to New York and I took myself out of my comfort zone. Because, when I was living in Atlanta, I had a car and I just drove everywhere I wanted to go. But when I moved to New York, I had no car. And only way that most people get around in New York is when they have to catch the train, the subway, or they get on the bus. And so that for me was so out of my comfort zone. And it was crazy. It was really crazy. And when I got there and I thought about it, I'm like, wow, should I have done this? I was having second thoughts.
What happened to your car when you didn't move to New York?
Well, I actually gave my car back. I took it back to the dealership. It was, I took it back to the dealership. I didn't need it. And I know that, I didn't need it in New York, but I should have took it with New York, but I didn't. So I took my car back to the dealership. I said, hey, I have to take the car back. I don't need it anymore. I'm moving. And so I moved to New York and there were some things I wanted to do in New York and I couldn't do them here in Atlanta because they didn't have that type of information here in Atlanta like they have in New York. Because I used to visualize, I'm a very visual person. So I love visualizing things and actually seeing them before they happen. And so I would like sit on my couch and I'll be watching television and I would visualize myself in New York watching these, at these talk shows, whether it was like Live with Kelly and Ryan or whether it was with the Harry Connick Jr. show. And I would sit on my couch and I'm like, wow, I wish I was in New York so I can just go and see those talk shows because that's what I wanted to do. And I wanted to see how the talk shows are ran and, how they do everything behind the scenes. And so I got the opportunity, a friend of mine that lived in New York, and I pitched them my idea. And they was like, okay, yeah, I can help you out. I'll help you out. And they were like, I'll tell you what I do. They was like, you can come to New York and I'll make a space for you and you don't have to pay your rent. But the only thing that you have to do is just find your job and then decide on whether you want to be here. I said, give me 3 months. We signed the contract. We wrote up a contract and everything. So I was going to be there for 3 months. So I get to New York and everything is not working out like I thought it was. My money is going out the window. I thought I was going to have a job once I got there. But once I got there, the person didn't think I have enough experience, to work as a waiter, which I have lots of experience as a waiter. But anyway, it didn't happen. And so my money was going out the window. And I was like, okay, something's going to happen for me. But back to the part where I was going to the talk shows, like the Live with Kelly and Ryan, because that was one of the shows I wanted to go to, because I wanted to be like one of those dancers. I don't know if you've seen the Live with Kelly and Ryan talk show. They have like trivia dancers. People that come on and dance for like maybe 30 seconds. Maybe about 10 seconds, and you can get exposure. Just being on TV, and you'll be in their archives, like.
I just thought of something funny. Imagine someone, I know this is way off topic, but imagine someone got a chance to be on the Oprah Winfrey Show, and they were like, no, I need to save up for a car, I need to save up, I need to go to work. And then it was a show that said, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car.
You know what? I wish I could have been on this show, because Oprah did do that one time. She's like, "You get a car." She gave her old audience a car that time. That was amazing. So those people that was on the show, they were very lucky to be on that show at that time, because they didn't know that was going to happen. Yeah. So that was amazing. That was amazing.
But imagine you're just that one guy who their friend asks, "Hey, do you want to go to the Oprah Winfrey Show?" No, I need to save up for a car. I need to go to my job. You get a car. You get a car. You get a car.
Exactly. But that was like, if one of my friends said, "You want to go to the Oprah?" Now I did try to go to the Oprah Winfrey Show one time, but it just wasn't my time. I submitted, online and stuff like that. And she had her show in Chicago, but it just didn't happen for me. It wasn't in the cards. That wasn't my lane.
Do you have an idea of making your own talk show?
I did, JALEN. I did at one time. I wanted to do a talk show because that was one of my purposes for going to New York, because I wanted to go behind the scenes and see how they actually ran. Because it takes a team of people, to do a talk show. So I wanted to go behind the scenes and see what was it like and what did they do. But I did want to do a talk show. I wanted to do my talk show. I had in my mind that I had visualized. It was going to be Ellen DeGeneres meets Wendy Williams. So with that being said, my talk show was going to be just like Ellen. When she had her show, she would come out. She would be dancing, with the crowd, stuff like that. She'd dance with the crowd. So that's what I was going to do. I was going to come out, have a little audience, and I was going to be dancing with the crowd and stuff like that. I was going to have a DJ. And then the Wendy Williams part come in is where I was going to be talking about pop culture. What's going on in the world, whether it be what's going on in celebrity news or, politics. But it was going to be all kind of funny. I'm not a comedian by any chance, but I wanted to make it a little bit more funny and have a little sense of humor with it, So that was the talk show I was going to do, but I've changed my mind to do something else.
I have some other questions. When you're starting up your career, have you ever had any experiences that were awkward or weird because of it?
I have not at all, because no, I haven't, to be honest with you. Even as far as acting, when I was, an actor and I would go on set and stuff like that, I had no problems with that. And I had no problems, being on the red carpet and I go to fashion shows anyway, stuff like that. Because anytime, I always tell people the fashion industry is run by the LGBT community, basically, because, the LGBT, all of the celebrities that get their makeup done are done by men that are part of the LGBT community. But yeah, I haven't had any, slacks or reaction or negative or anything in my career starting out or now. And even I thought I would, because I'm so like unique, but no, I haven't. I'm not saying I won't, but I have not as of today. No.
Wait, let's go back to acting for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
What was your greatest experience in acting?
Oh wow. My greatest experience as an actor when I was on The Walking Dead, which was amazing. I was me and my friends, we were at H&M and we was at H&M and I got this phone call and I'm like, I didn't recognize the number, so I didn't answer the phone or anything like that. I said, this is important. After that, I'll call back later. They can leave a voicemail. So I called. So I checked after we were done shopping, I checked my voicemail. And it was someone from The Walking Dead. And they was like, oh, Mr. Williams, we saw your picture and we would love to have you on our show, The Walking Dead. And if you're interested, just give us a call back. So I gave them a call back and they said, okay, then can you come in at 4 o'clock in the morning? 4 o'clock in the morning, be on set at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, okay, I can do that. So I get there on set and they put me, it was like four of us in one of those makeup chairs. So get up in the makeup chair. So they had me doing a feature part as a zombie, as a walker. So I had all the prosthetics on my face. I had the contact lenses on. I had on like the dirty shirts. The jeans were all torn up. And when the whole day time they were doing my makeup, I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. And my eyes were like killing me because I didn't like the contact lenses because they were irritating. But being outside in the sun when it's like 95 or almost 100 degrees and you got all these prosthetics on your face, you got a contact lens on your face, it's hot. But it's a lot of hard work. Yeah, it's a lot of hard work too because it's like when you're out there, you're shooting and they make you, you do it like maybe 5 or 6 times, the same thing over and over and over again to produce a thing. Okay, we like that part. But that was one of my best experiences as an actor, being on The Walking Dead. I was on The Walking Dead. I was in the opening credits, and they just had my zombies' eyes in the opening credits. And then I was featured with, I can't think of the girl name, but she was the one that wore the dreadlocks, and she had the sword in The Walking Dead. I did a scene with her, me, and 3 other actors. That was like a featured part.
Were you still a zombie?
Yes, I was a zombie. Yes, I was one of, what did they call? They call us. They had special names for those for walkers. They call them walkers. I call them zombies. Walkers, zombie. I call them zombies. The walkers a new modern thing, I guess. So they call them now. At least they call them The Walking Dead. Yeah.
Live dead people.
Yeah, I guess that's why they call it the walkers, called The Walking Dead. They call their walkers, but I always call them zombies. But that was like my favorite part as being an actor, was being on The Walking Dead. That was a great experience for me because that was like one of the most popular shows on cable network. And I had opportunity. I think I was on season 3 and season 4, which was amazing. It was a great experience, but it was a lot of hard work and being on set. It took I was in makeup chair for like maybe an hour and a half, maybe 2.
How was the set?
Amazing. They had no budget. It seemed like they didn't have no budget. The food was so good. I mean, I've been on sets before and I've never been on a set that had food like that, but their food was amazing.
Was it like pre-cooked meals or was it like?
It was like, how they have like, how.
Style?
Yes.
Yeah, I had that too.
Yes.
Every time you see me at set, you'd see me with like this beef. Some assortment of sauces and seasonings on it.
Yeah. They had amazing food there. I'll tell you, man, it was so good. I got itis. Like after I ate, I wanted to go to sleep because it was so good. I've been to sets that had just like snacks, like chips and fruit, and and maybe water or something to drink. They had like real food, like rice and baked chicken, and the real food. You know what I'm talking about?
Like, you could smell it. Like,
yeah. Exactly.
Like once I had truffle oil, I put them all over the beets.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like every time I'm at set, I try to imitate pickled beets. Like, not really. But they're good though.
Are they? You like beets?
Yeah, I like pickled beets. They're really good.
Cool.
But raw beets, and I just added a lot of hot sauces, vinegars.
Oh, really?
Truffle oil, and it was still good. Was it hot? Yes. Then you like tissues? Yes.
It sounded like it was hot.
Yeah. It was really good. Really good.
Yeah, it's good when you can find it. When you're on a set, they have like really good food like that, where you're talking about. And then there's like some sets. They just don't have a budget. They just don't have. They just go way out. They have like cakes and cookies and like dessert.
Wait, cakes?
Yeah.
I know.
The Walking Dead did not play. I thought that was like the best set I have ever been on in my entire life. And I've been on like a couple, but that was like the best. I mean, they had like real food. I mean, it was like crazy food. It was good.
Yeah, it's that food. Like once there was like this literal ice cream stand right there.
Mm,
Yeah, a lot of ice cream.
yeah. You like ice cream?
Yeah, too bad I have sensitive teeth though. Like
Oh yeah.
when
know
I
how
see
it
those
is.
people like just biting into a popsicle, like,
Yeah, I'll be like, I'm the same like you.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I kind of wish I could do that. But I also feel just my teeth just literally freezing. Yeah. But yeah, such food ain't no joke.
No, it's not.
Yes, that's
And the thing about it, like, I'm pretty sure you probably know this too. When you're on set, it's like hurry up and wait. And you're waiting for your turn or whatever your scene to come up, and you're just sitting there. I know for me on The Walking Dead, once we're done with our makeup and stuff like that, we have to wait until our scene is ready. And you might be waiting for like 3 hours sometimes 2, sometimes 4, and you're just sitting there with everybody else, in the room, and there, some people are reading and some people, talking and stuff like that. But always with acting, it's like hurry up and wait. You're just sitting there for a long time until your scene comes up.
Yeah, but when I have background work for like a big set, I'm like, so they're just paying me to stand here and also to eat very good food.
Can't beat
Okay,
that.
deal.
You can't beat that. You
Yeah.
can't beat that at all. At all. That's a good job to have.
What was your life like growing up?
It was, I had a great childhood. I remember growing up, like I say, I'm from the country and stuff like that. When I was growing up, I remember, everybody in my neighborhood knew everyone, because we stayed in a duplex house, someone stayed here, there's someone lived there. It's like sections, it was like 2 houses, then there's another 2. But growing up as a child in Conyers was very nice. I remember going on family vacations. Our parents would take us, in the summertime, we would go to the beach. We went to a lake. It was a lake, but it was a man-made lake. It was like a beach, but everybody would go there, and cook out and stuff like that. I remember going fishing with my dad and stuff like that, which was a lot of fun as a kid. You like fishing?
I went fishing.
Yeah.
Did I catch anything? No, the tides were either lower. I don't know which one it was.
Oh, the tides.
Yeah. No, like I tried a lot. We were there for like hours.
Yeah.
We didn't get anything.
Oh yeah, that happens. That happens. I love fishing. It's so like relaxing. But I remember, I know during the summer my mom would take us to visit. We would go to her hometown, which is Climax, Georgia, and we would go on a bus, during the summer while we were out of school. And we would go there on the bus and everything like that, and see our cousins and stuff like that, hang out with them for like a week or 2 during the summer. And then sometimes we were go to visit my dad's side of the family during the summer and stuff like that, which is in South Georgia, which is not far. But I had a great childhood growing up. We didn't have a lot, but we didn't want for anything, I didn't know, we didn't think about it. We always had food on the table. My parents, we all had food on the table. We always had food and water, always had shelter and stuff like that. Everybody in my neighborhood, we all knew each other. We grew up together and went to school together. But I just know after I became an adult, I just knew Conyers was going to be too small for me. It was just not enough. I needed more. I wanted to do things that they didn't have in Conyers. So I knew that I was not going to be there much very long, because when I got old enough to drive in my senior year in high school, I was driving to Atlanta. I was driving to Atlanta and just, getting lost in the city and, just trying to find different things, whether dealing with acting or modeling and stuff like that. So I had a great childhood.
I have a question about fishing. Are you like the catch and release type person, or do you like catch it and cook it?
When I was growing up, we would always go and catch the fish, and sometimes we would come back home and clean them, and then we would cook them, just like that. My parents, they were very old school, and they were very Southern. So my dad would go fishing, and he would come back home and clean the fish, and my mom would fry them up, and we would eat them the same day.
Wow. So
fresh fish.
Do you eat all of the fish you catch?
Only part I don't like. I didn't care for catfish that much. But I love like the brims and the bass. I love those types of fish.
Did you catch salmon?
No, I never caught salmon. But I love salmon. Salmon is like my favorite.
Have you ever had smoked salmon?
No.
Try it.
I have not had smoked salmon. I had it blackened and grilled.
Go to the fresh market, try some smoked salmon.
Oh, I love salmon. I'm pretty sure I like that. Smoked salmon? Oh, man, that sounds really good.
Yeah, it's not what you think it would look like,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, it's really good.
I would love that. I love that. I love salmon anyway. I eat salmon any kind of way it's done. Because that is like one of my favorite seafood fishes. Salmon. Salmon and grouper is another one. I like grouper.
Have you ever heard of this new thing? Well, it's like 2016 probably, or 17. But have you heard of this thing called the rocket fishing rod?
No. What is this? Like a rod you fish with?
No, it's basically like a kind of like, it's basically like, imagine like basically like a shotgun, but a fishing rod.
No, I've never seen that. I've heard of it.
Yeah, I got two.
You
One
do?
broke.
So how did it break?
Probably something in the mechanism.
You caught fish with it before?
I mean, the only time I went fishing was when, either the tides were high or low. I don't know what it was, but it was basically a hard area to fish in because whatever was happening.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I have never caught fish with it
yet.
But I have a new one that's unopened, that's just sitting in the basement collecting dust.
How did you find out about that fishing rod? How did you find out about that?
It was an as seen on TV product.
Oh.
So basically, me watching, me like staying up way past my bedtime, 12 a.m.,
Yeah, I know.
the troublemaker.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah, the troublemaker. Oh, my 7-year-old self. It's really wild. Yeah.
So with that rod, what did you use? What type of bait do you use?
It actually came with bait. It came with rubber bait. Yeah.
Oh, rubber. Okay. I remember rubber bait. We used to use those to catch fish bass with. Kind of rubber pink. They come in blue, pink.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was like $20 or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's not like a high quality steel rod.
Right. Yeah.
Dollars.
Right.
But it came with bait, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was really nice.
I remember those. I remember those worms. We used to use those to catch bass with.
Yeah. It's called the rocket fishing rod. One of those as seen on TV products.
Huh. Interesting. I'll have to Google that and check it out.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. But I'm not sure if we have a question or not because I can't see it because I'm so far away from the computer. So while I'm looking at this question, let's give you a long question real quick. Okay. So I heard you have a son.
Uh-huh.
A natural son.
Uh-huh.
So thank you, Mom. You really.
Momagers only doing it.
Okay, Dejavu. It seems that you have an interesting life. Have you ever thought about writing a movie or maybe a play based on parts of your life?
Oh wow, that's a good question.
Really good question.
That's a good question because I was diagnosed with cancer back in May.
Wow.
Yeah, May of last year. I was diagnosed with cancer. And it was crazy how I found out. I had no symptoms or anything like that. And,
How did you?
Well, I was in New Jersey that weekend. I was hosting a VIP event. And that Sunday, I was there for that weekend, Saturday and Sunday. And that Sunday, I felt really tired. And I'm like, wow, I feel so tired. And I didn't know what was going on. So when I got back to Atlanta, I had made a doctor's appointment to go see the doctor, right? So I go to the doctor's office and I get there. I caught the train there. So I got off at the Midtown train station. I walked, it's only a block away from the train station. And I felt tired. I've never felt tired just walking from that short distance. So I get there and they were like, they checked me in and everything. So they took my blood pressure. They were like, your blood pressure is really low. I'm like, and that's never happened before. Because usually when I go to the doctor's office, oh, you're doing really good, Mr. Williams. You're fine. Everything looks good. So they take my blood pressure and they was like, Mr. Williams, your blood pressure is really low. Let's check it again. So they wanted to do it again. So they did it again. It was low. And so they took some more tests and stuff like that. So it's okay. Then, we'll see you in a month or so. Usually they see me every 3 months. But anyway, so I get home and the doctor told me, you need to go to the emergency room ASAP. So I get to the emergency room and my blood pressure is like so low. And they were like, Mr. Williams, you need 2 liters of blood. You ever had a blood transfusion? I'm like, what? Really? They was like, yeah, you need blood transfusions. So they admitted me to the hospital. So the doctor wanted to find out what was going on, why my blood pressure was so low. And he wanted to do an endoscopic, they wanted to put me in surgery. So they did an endoscopic and they went down my throat. They put me under and they went down my throat with the camera. And once they went down in my throat into the camera with my stomach, they found a little bit of I think they call it a little knot down in my stomach. And so they wanted to send it off for a biopsy. So they sent it off for a biopsy. And come to find out, it was like, it came back stage 2 cancer. Mm-hmm. And so the reason I say that is because my cousin told me that I should write a book or something about my life and tell my story about having cancer. But I can say now, I went through, when they found the tumor in my stomach, I was bleeding on the inside of my stomach. Because the blood wasn't coming out, it was just bleeding on the inside, but it wasn't coming out of my body. And so the doctor put me with a team of doctors that were at Emory, and they came up with a plan for the treatment of the cancer. And so they wanted to do four weeks of chemotherapy, and then they wanted to do surgery. They wanted to move like 90% of my stomach, and then they wanted to do another 4 weeks of chemotherapy. So they did all of that. I had a really rough summer because I was so sick when I first started the chemo. I was so sick I couldn't even put my clothes on. I couldn't tie my shoes. I was so weak I couldn't get up in the morning. It was just really, really rough for me. And so what they did was they had to take me off of it because it was just too strong. It was just too strong for my body. And so I ended up back in the hospital again. It was crazy. Yeah, it was crazy. And then, so I had my surgery back in September. They were able to remove all of the cancer. So I don't have any cancer in my body, no more bloodstream, nothing, no lymph nodes, no nothing. It's all gone. I am cancer free. And so now the only thing I have to do, I have to go back. I'll still have to go back like every 3 months just for checkups. And I have to go back. I have like a little, I can show it to you. I have like a little, I probably can't say I got a t-shirt on. I have like a port inside my chest right here. And that's when they would go in and I have a t-shirt on, you can't see it. But I have a port, and that's what I would go into the hospital and they would stick a needle down inside the port. And then that's how I would get the chemo treatment. It would go through that port into my body, and it would just go all through my body and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah. And so my cousin did tell me, she said, you should write a story about your book and about, tell about your life and, what you've gone through. So that is something to think about. That's a good question. Whoever answered that.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
JC's a boo.
Yes. Thank you, JC. For JC. Thank you.
Thank you, JC. That was a good question.
Yes, it was. So, I have a question. So you have a natural born son.
Yes.
So, why is that?
This is okay. So when I was your age, I knew I was gay when I was 6 and 7 years old. You know when you're young, you know. So for me, growing up as a kid back during that time, I was trying to live my life for other people. I was trying to fit in with society, about how society say, you should live your life this way, So for me, I was trying to live my life the way society and people wanted me to live. You know what I mean? So I wasn't living my truth during that time, because when you're young like that, when you're a kid, you don't really know any better. You're just trying to figure things out, So I actually, when I got older, I knew I was still gay at that time, but I was still trying to, live the life like society wanted me to live. And so, and I, went to the prom. I went to the prom with my son's mother, went to the prom together. She and I, we started dating, and, and it was real. I cared for her just as much as she cared for me. And so we went to the prom together. We dated each other for a long time. Then I figured out, I wasn't happy anymore, and I couldn't just live my life for the way society wanted me to live my life, or the way my parents wanted me to live my life. And it wasn't fair to me, and it wasn't fair to my son's mother. And so eventually, I told her and everything, and she respected that, and I told my son when he was old enough to understand, he knows that I'm gay now. I told him when he was old enough to understand what it is to, what it meant. Um, and so I'm very fortunate that I have a son that loves me for who I am, regardless of my sexual orientation. He loves me for who I am. He blessed me with four glam daughters. He has four daughters of his own. And I used to keep them when they were little. I used to keep them when they were like 6, 7, 8 years old. They would come up and spend the weekend with me. And once they got older, they know exactly who I am and they know all about me. So they're a lot older now. They're teenagers now. So I consider myself a glam father, not a grandfather. I'm a glam father because I'm glamorous. So so I'm very blessed, to have a son. I'm very blessed to have, four granddaughters that love me and they know everything. So my whole family knows who I am and what I am. It was hard for me to come out with my parents, at one time, but I came out to them and everything. So everybody knows. So I'll tell anybody who's out there struggling, who's young and don't, who's afraid to, be themselves, be yourself, be who you are, no matter what society say, be who you are and love yourself for who you are, because there's only one of you and God made one of you and that's you and there's nobody else like you. So just love yourself for who you are, no matter what color you are, love yourself, no matter how tall you are, no matter what race you are, no matter what your sexual preference, just love yourself and be who you are because you are unique. My motto, I always tell everybody, I always say this at the end of my video, always remember to be you and be unique.
Yes. And for all those people who say pineapple is worthless on pizza, disgusting, I don't care. I will eat it in front of your face.
Oh my God. I've tried that one time, Jalen. I tried it one time, but it wasn't bad, but it's just not my thing. It's not my thing.
And for those who haven't tried it,
at least try it.
Disgusting. At least try it before you fail it.
Yeah, at least try it. Yeah, I've tried. Like some things I can't like. There's some food I just can't. Like oysters, I can't.
I don't remember what oysters are.
They're raw. They come in a shell. They're raw.
Have you had baby squid?
I've had calamari, but no.
Yes, it's.
You said like a sushi, like on sushi?
Yeah, not on sushi. Oh. I don't like sushi.
Yeah, I don't care for sushi.
No, just give me like a bad taste. But like it's like this seafood salad thing.
Squid?
Yeah, and it had like baby octopus in it. It was really good.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What's it taste like?
Nothing really. I mean, I guess it has.
Is it bland?
Yeah, it's like you can't really taste it, but you also kind of do. It's like it's not bad taste either. It's like a subtle, like very subtle, but it's there. Like I can't remember the taste, but I mean it had a little bit of taste.
Yeah, I don't know if I can eat squid. I know what it looks like. It looks weird. It is
a little chewy, but
it definitely looks like it could be chewy.
Yeah, it's not as chewy as you think it would be. It's like.
Is it slimy or just chewy?
No, it wasn't even slimy. Like, I mean, they were dead. No, it wasn't slimy. They were dead. They're not gonna be like.
I mean, sometimes
the food.
No. Sometimes some foods are kind of like
slimy.
Still slimy whether they're dead or alive. They still can be kind of like.
Yeah. Do you like pig ears?
Oh my God, no. I ate those once.
I mean, it has like
when I was a kid,
kind of like chicken, but like the texture of the actual, ear part,
the gristle.
Yeah, I did.
You tried it?
Yeah, my mom was like, "You will love this." I was like, "Oh yeah, the taste the gristle."
Oh my God! Now I had it when I was little, growing up. My mother used to make pig ear sandwiches, like between white bread and mustard. That's how we used to eat it. But I cannot eat it now.
Was your mother is a white bread person?
She was. Yeah. That's how I grew up eating white bread. I grew up eating white bread. That's how I did not eat. I don't even think. Yeah, that's true. I'm pretty sure they had wheat bread. No, but
I'm a potato bread person.
Potato bread?
Oh yeah.
Really? No, I don't think I've never had potato
and wheat bread person.
I love wheat. Yeah. I love wheat bread. That's all I used to eat is wheat bread. That's all.
And
I used
also,
to eat.
like I forgot what it's called, but The Popeye chicken sandwich, it was okay. It was good. I mean, it wasn't.
Popeyes.
Yeah,
You
the
said Popeyes.
chicken sandwich. I mean, it was good. It was okay. It wasn't worth killing people over, like how some people.
Oh, to my Popeyes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like
I've
people were
had
like,
it.
"Give me that Popeye chicken sandwich."
That's crazy. Did you have the spicy one or did you have just the
I
regular
think I
one?
had the spicy and the regular.
See,
one.
that's the one I did. I had the regular one. I didn't care for it.
Yeah, the spice. Everything's better with spice.
Yes.
Yes.
True.
But that bread, the
True.
bread they use, I love that bread. The brioche. It's brioche.
Oh, brioche. Yeah, yeah. I like Popeyes.
Yeah, the chicken sandwich, it was good. Was it worth killing people?
No.
Like,
I think I might try that tonight when I go home.
yeah, like I mean,
Chicken sandwich. Popeye
basically-
chicken sandwich.
I mean, it was good.
I'll get the spicy one though.
It was good. Would I rather kill someone over it or
No,
eat
it ain't that good.
Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich? I'd rather eat Chick-fil-A. I mean, I won't get the brioche bread, but still.
Which one do you prefer, Chick-fil-A or Popeye chicken sandwich?
The brioche bread really like it doesn't matter. Like you could literally have like bad pickles, mustard, mayonnaise, and that's it. But the brioche bread is so good.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter.
So you prefer Popeyes?
Have you ever tried the Chick-fil-A the deluxe version?
The Chick-fil-A deluxe version?
Yeah, their chicken sandwich. It's good. It's good.
That's one place I hardly ever eat at. Only time I used to eat at Chick-fil-A, seriously, only time I would eat at Chick-fil-A when I was a hairdresser and I worked in Buckhead and they had a Chick-fil-A there. And that's the only time I would eat there. Other than that, I don't do Chick-fil-A.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
True facts.
Wow.
True facts.
I can't get close to you anymore after hearing that. No.
It's true facts. True facts. It's the only time. The only time I would get, only thing I would get there is a chicken biscuit, and that's it.
Wait, you never had the chicken sandwich?
I'm trying to see. Have I have it? I probably have once, maybe once.
If you have,
Maybe
if
once.
you have it at like a good Chick-fil-A, Chick-fil-A, that will change your mind.
This was a nice Chick-fil-A. It was in Buckhead, but it's just something about it. It's just like it doesn't really do it. And people love it.
The Chick-fil-A,
They live for it. I just can't.
You have to try it again, especially deluxe version with bacon. That's
With bacon,
yeah,
chicken sandwich with bacon.
it's chicken, bacon, lettuce, tomato.
Oh,
but
okay,
it's very
okay.
good. And especially make sure you use
Okay, I'm gonna
Chick-fil-A
try it
sauce
one day, and I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna let you know what I think about it.
with Polynesian sauce, because that's like the second best is Chick-fil-A, depending on what you're eating. But the Polynesian sauce is always up there.
Oh, really? Okay, I'm gonna have to
It's
try
the
it one
best
day
sauce.
because I haven't had. I can't remember the last time I had Chick-fil-A. It's been years.
First you need to try a basic Chick-fil-A sandwich before you get the deluxe.
I think I've had a basic chicken sandwich from there.
But
'Cause I like
you add
mayonnaise
the
on mine.
Polynesian sauce.
No, I haven't had the Polynesian. I always get mayonnaise.
You need to add the Polynesian sauce. Sometimes people don't like it with pickles. Some
Is it
people
sweet?
do. The Polynesian sauce, it's like sweet and salty, but it works on everything.
Oh,
Fries.
Okay.
Yeah. Milkshake.
Well, this
Even-
one.
you just dip your straw, tip it out of a milkshake thing,
I
dip
don't
it in
know about
Polynesian
that.
sauce.
I don't know about that one. Man. That's a little bit
But
out there for
literally
me.
anything, like ribs, maybe, depending on your day.
Polynesian sauce. Okay.
Yes.
There's one not too far from where I live, so that would be kind of like a treat for me. I'll have to try it on the weekend or something like that, just to see what it's like.
Have you went to McDonald's though?
I live for McDonald's.
No.
Sorry,
No.
Big Mac,
No.
no
this is-
onions.
No, this is the end of the video. Bye,
Big
guys.
Mac, no onions. Big Mac, no onions, and I order fries and a sweet tea. That or I might get the double cheeseburger. That's about it.
No.
That's it. My favorite
No.
now. That's that. I don't really live, but my favorite used to be Burger King. That was my favorite.
How? I mean, Burger King's good, but how dare you?
Oh, McDonald's is everything. The fries, they have the best fries.
Sure, it's good. But have you seen the video where that lady kept it in her shoebox for
No.
50 years?
No, I didn't have that hamburger. I didn't eat that one. I had a different one. I live.
No.
Yeah, I live for McDonald's though.
Okay.
I used to eat McDonald's a lot before I got sick. I used to go. The only thing I would get their Big Mac, no onions, and I order fries, either a Coke or a sweet tea. That was
The
my
only
thing.
place I go for fast food now is Chick-fil-A and Zaxby's.
Zaxby's, I like Zaxby's. I haven't been there
I
in a long
always have
time.
the chicken sandwich, even though it literally falls
Ooh.
apart when I try to eat it.
Yeah.
But I mean, you just eat it apart, maybe like dip the fries in
Yeah, I like
sauce.
Zaxby's. I haven't eaten there in a long time though.
The last time I ate there was when I was like working with my dad and
Yeah.
stuff. The last
Yeah.
time, because that's basically the only time I get Zaxby's.
Mm.
But besides that, the only place I go, Chick-Fil-A. I don't care if their lines are very long, because their lines are very long. Have you went to have you seen Chick-Fil-A in a while?
Yes, I have. There's one on Northwood Hills, and it's always packed.
Yeah, now they have people on the outside. They actually have fans on the outside too.
I see that. They have people on the outside. Now, what do? They take your order?
Yeah, so that big ordering machine isn't valid anymore.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So,
Okay.
I mean, yeah, now they just have people outside basically overstaffing everything.
Oh, God. Yeah. I've seen Chick-fil-A is always busy, though. People love it. They doing something right because people love Chick-fil-A.
The Chick-fil-A lemonade.
They love it. The lemonade is good. I've had the lemonade.
The lemonade, it's like
I've had the lemonade.
It's like the McDonald's fries of lemonade.
Right. I've had that. I had that before. I had the lemonade before.
No one beats McDonald's fries, though. That's obvious.
That's what I live.
I mean, sweet
I don't
potato
care what
fries.
time you go, their fries are always going to be hot.
Yeah, sweet potato fries. Once I actually went to a McDonald's or Burger King, they didn't have ketchup.
Oh, no, that's wrong.
Yeah.
That's wrong. I would just have to say, okay, I don't want it. If you don't have ketchup,
yeah. But
maybe not ketchup, I don't want it.
Actually, we're 1 minute past our time.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we've been talking a lot. When I first looked up on the clock, I thought
Okay.
it was like 20 seconds.
It's been a great interview.
I can't really see anything because
Right.
it's so
Yeah.
small from here.
Yeah, that's cool.
Since we're in these luxurious seats.
I know, right? We're here. Yeah, this is awesome.
The computer doesn't feel what we feel.
Exactly. This is awesome though.
Yeah, but before we hop off and maybe continue our talk about fast food for whatever reason I pulled that up from.
That's all right.
But can you tell the people where they can find you and how they can get more?
Absolutely. You can follow me on the gram at Fabulous Dejavu. That is on Instagram. You can also follow me on Facebook at Dejavu Williams. And I also have a YouTube channel, and it's at Dejavu Space Talk Show.
I'm going to have to subscribe. I didn't see that before. I'm going to subscribe.
Yeah.
And I'm going to add you as one of my featured channels.
Please do. Thank you. Yeah, you can find me there. And stay tuned. There's going to be some more stuff. I'm working on some more events that's going to be coming up in 2022. Yes. So stay tuned for that. That'll be on my YouTube channel as well.
Yes. And, well, normally I actually like if this was, online, I would put you off the screen here. But now, since you're, in person, you're going to have to be my hype man for this one. Okay. So, first off, make sure you guys subscribe.
Subscribe to Jalen Says. He's the one. He's the man. I'm so proud of this young man. He's like a protege to me. I remember when I first interviewed him, and he has grown and got an amazing interviewer. He's an amazing host. I am so excited for his future. He's the only young person in Atlanta that is making waves like he's doing. So you guys make sure you subscribe to Jalen Says. You won't be disappointed. Trust me.
Yes. Thank you.
Absolutely.
And also, I forgot to mention that because we were having so much fun talking about fast food and, set food. And, food in general. But,
right.
He is the first person to interview me. So thank you for that. It was at a Super Bowl fashion show thing. So thank you. And also, guys, if you do want to, help me get some more supplies and stuff like that, you guys can give some cash to the Cash App at $Jalen Says. That helps me a lot with what I'm getting, stuff like that, camera equipment and stuff like that. So if you guys can donate, please, thank you. And also, I need to make sure I don't click the wrong banner. Wait 1 second. Yes, Jalen Says TV, now live for whatever you do, now live, whatever you do. Really, I mean, it's like anything. It won't have a Jalen Says TV marker on it or anything like that. It'll be your own show, and it's basically showing everywhere. It's on Roku, Amazon Fire Stick, Samsung TV, Apple TV. It's everywhere. So, guys, if you want more information about it, please direct message us at JALENALIYU on Facebook, which helps us out a lot. So, I mean, also help you too. It's really big, really cool. It won't have a Jalen Says TV mark on it, and it'll be your own show. Whatever purpose. But guys, if you guys want more information about it, actually don't DM at Jalen Aliyu. DM at JalenSaysMedia@gmail.com. JalenSaysMedia@gmail.com. Please do. And thank you guys a lot for your support. Thank you a lot. Also, the Rice Awards. Thank you guys.
Yes, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you guys for voting. Thank you guys for everything. Thank you guys for just supporting me a lot. So thank you guys. And before you guys get off, we're in the studio at TEG, Timeless Entertainment Group. So give a hand to them. I know the owners business stuff because he's cool and stuff like that. But yeah.
ATL.
And ATL. Make sure you go follow them at TEG
Timeless Entertainment
ATL. Timeless Entertainment ATL. Thank you, Mom. You're the best mom over there. Thank you a lot.
Yay!
But guys, also make sure to subscribe. It helps me out a lot. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you tell your friends. Make sure you do that because I'm just gonna check up on my subscriber track. I can't really see that way. Let me see it from here. We're at 390. So thank you guys a lot.
That's good.
Thank you for all the support. And really just keep telling your friends. And I just really want to thank you. Trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, but we can't wait till 400. So thank you guys a lot. And I want you to stay tuned. Thank you guys a lot. Bye.